Cam Newton is the gift that keeps on giving even after Christmas. As we all know, Cam Newton went viral for his comments about Brock Purdy, calling him a game manager, discrediting what Brock Purdy has been doing with the San Francisco 49ers, all of that. And you've seen everyone respond, all big name quarterbacks, anyone who talks about football for a living has basically addressed these points from Cam Newton. And predominantly, most people have disagreed with Cam Newton's statements. Well, obviously, we all know about Brock Purdy's performance against the Ravens. It wasn't the best, but, I've seen a lot worse quarterback performances than what Brock Purdy did in this particular game. However, that's beside the point. Of course, Cam Newton had something to say. And, of course, Micah Parsons had something to say. Micah Parsons is with his podcast and all that type of stuff. He's constantly talking about the state of the league, which means he's talking about the 49ers because they're at the top. So Micah Parsons has comments. Oh, my goodness, all these different types of things. So Deebo Samuel joins Kay Adams on the Up and Adams show like he does every week. And he's asked about Micah Parsons' comments. And he gets a little spicy when talking about Micah Parsons and Cam Newton. And he lets them know, especially Cam. Take a listen right here, and then we're going to react to it on the other side.
When you finish this game and you see inevitably or hear that Micah Parsons, that y'all are still in his head after he loses to the Dolphins the same weekend, which is crazy, and you're the 1 seed and he's coming after your quarterback, what does that make you feel?
It's crazy. I don't know like what was said or what happened. Can you inform me?
Yeah, he tweeted this. He said, down 21 and their no shots or development throws should tell you all you need to know. And Cam Newton also tweeted a couple like, ha ha ha, I told you so kind of emojis, I think.
First of all, Cam Newton stopped texting my phone, bro. He was a fan like 2 weeks ago. Like, that's mad crazy. Like, you wanted me on your podcast after talking about my quarterback, which is funny to me. But anyway, back to this Michael Parsons story. Like, bro, we beat you 42 to like whatever the score may be. Like a long time ago, like I don't get why he's so bothered about what we got going on over here, whatever the case may be. I don't understand. Like you saying, like you can be a quarterback in this offense. Like I don't understand where you going with that.
Yeah, I don't know. They got a big game and an awful loss. It doesn't make sense, but he thinks he could. Yeah.
If you guys didn't see it, during the game, Cam Newton tweeted the monocle emoji, when obviously Brock Purdy was struggling in this game to be, if you aren't familiar with the meanings of emojis, when something's going wrong and you're like, or something is to be questioned, right? Like everyone's thoughts on Brock Purdy, you throw up the monocle like, you sure about that? So obviously Deebo Samuel says straight up, Cam Newton, stop texting my phone, bro. I love that, man. The era of player podcasts, player appearances in season is phenomenal. I mean, the content just comes to us at this point. But obviously Deebo Samuel woke up on the wrong side of the bed this morning, which I appreciate. After a game like that against the Ravens, I want the leaders of my team to be pissed off. You know what I mean? I want them to be angry. Obviously, I don't want it to be to a point where they start losing focus and stuff like that. But when a game like that occurs of that magnitude and went the way it did, I want the players to kind of take it personally. And what you heard from Deebo when he talks about Micah Parsons, when he talks about Cam Newton, is he's taking it personally. And I think they all are inside that locker room. And all this is doing, in my opinion, is galvanizing them together even more. Typically, when people start talking about the San Francisco 49ers, I have a saying that I say circle the wagons, meaning everyone circle up. Who cares what's happening on the outside? People are going to talk. People are going to say what they have to say, to get whatever they need to get off. But circle the wagons, man. Everyone has an opinion about the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy has been one of the most popular talking points for the entirety of the season. And he continues to be. And that's why people keep talking about him. Because people He's such a polarizing player with the where he was drafted, how he's playing, the team that he's on. Everyone's got an opinion of Brock. So I love that Deebo Samuel came out and said what he said. I love that he called out Cam Newton. I love that he called out Micah Parsons. Micah Parsons literally went on to his podcast on Bleacher Report and said he could play quarterback like Brock Purdy. He literally said he could go into the 49ers offense and do what Brock Purdy is doing. This dude is crazy. Like, I respect Micah Parsons' game. I think he's a phenomenal player. I think he's one of the better defensive players in the league. But come on, man, you got to be talking crazy. And he did say on his podcast, he's like, I'm about to say something crazy. But he said something crazy. And he said that he could play quarterback in the San Francisco 49ers offense, which, again, comes across as a slight at Brock Purdy, essentially saying that anyone can play quarterback in Kyle Shanahan's system with all those weapons. Anyone can do those types of things, which is a ridiculous statement because playing quarterback is extremely, extremely difficult. So, man, this whole situation surrounding Cam Newton, surrounding the game manager conversations, obviously, anyone who had ever been on the opposite side of praising Brock Purdy is doing victory laps, and we understood what it's going to be this week. When we knew we were going to get a lot of spicy talk from those types of people, but Deebo ain't having it, and I kind of like that. Like I said, Deebo's a captain on this team. He speaks for the locker room in a sense, and he's not happy about it. And I think that's good. I think that's a good spot to be. Because honestly, with 2 games left in the season, the San Francisco 49ers understand what's at stake. They got to maintain the first seed so they can get the bye. And then they have 2 playoff games before they're in the Super Bowl. So stakes are high right now. And obviously, they didn't put out their best performance against the Ravens on Christmas in front of the whole world to see. And so I think this is just going to put another chip on their shoulder. And I think that's dangerous. I think it's dangerous when you take a team that's this talented, this good, and you continue to stack chips on their shoulder. We already know that they're self-motivated, but we also understand how they play when they're externally motivated as well. And I think what this week has been who's really riding with this team, who's really standing on their evaluations of Brock, and who's just swaying in the wind. And so I think this is good, man. I mean, I think obviously you want to get that win against the Ravens, or at minimum, you wanted to play a different game in regards to how competitive it really was. I mean, it was just an ugly performance all the way around. So, not saying that that's good, but, trying to look at the big picture, we talked about that 3-game losing streak and heading into the bye and how that energized this team, and how they just went on it. They were on a 6-game winning streak out of the bye. And one of the main things they kept talking about was that feeling that they felt after losing 3 straight. So I would imagine they don't have a great feeling after getting beat by the Ravens on national television. So what I do think that means is they're going to come out ready to go and refocused and not wanting to feel that again. So, hey, maybe it's a blessing in disguise. Maybe, a little reset, a little added chip on the shoulder is what this team needed to get them reset, refocused, and ready to go for a big playoff push. I don't know. You guys let me know. What did you think about what Deebo Samuel had to say about Micah Parsons? What he had to say about Cam Newton? All these talking points, everything in between. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.